Super Dave here with another Super Dave review. This is a Super Dave special review. Super Dave here with another exciting action figure review, and this time it's an Icon Collectibles by Frazetta Girls, and this is based on the awesome artwork of Frank Frazetta, the Norseman. And there he is in that beautiful artwork there. And he showed up, I think they said 2 or 3 times in his artwork. But the Frazetta Girls Icon Collectibles has brought him to life. There's a picture of the action figure. Just take a look at that. Looking awesome. There he is in all of his glory. What a specimen. Look at all that he comes with. It shows there all that he comes with and all who played a part in building and making this come to life and bring it to reality there. There's a lot of legalese on the bottom. It just says Norseman on the side. But then when you open up the lid, wow, you're going to see some beautiful photography by Trevor Williams there of the action figure with a set back there. Just look at that. There's a quote from Frank Frazetta as how he paints and how he is inspired to put art on the canvas. So if you want to look at that. And then there is the action figure. Get away from the ring light there. But there he is. So let's go ahead and break him open and check him out over here in our outdoor scene. And can you see a peek over there of something else I'm working on? Any of the Thundercat fans are going to know exactly what I've been working on back there. So come on over here and let's check out the Norseman. Thank you again for joining us for this Super Dave special review. And we're looking at the Icons Collectible Frank Frazetta's Norseman. And he is so awesome looking. And I want us to first take a look at his many accessories. The Norseman comes with 4 sets of hands. He comes with these balled up fisted hands. And while I'm here, I'll go ahead and show you, he comes with an extra gauntlet that is a part of the Frank Frazetta iconic look. So he comes with 2 different types there for his, I believe, left arm. So those balled up fisted hands, as well as some weapon holding hands there. Looks like they are vertically hinged, which is cool. And then he has some grappling looking open palm ready to fight hands. Then he comes equipped out of the box with these relaxed hands that look, oh man, just so realistic. Looking very realistic on this dude. Awesome. You see his first loincloth that he has there, or his midsection covering there, and that is because he does come with a second, which we'll look at that in a minute. But just go ahead and look at these gauntlets. There's the right hand wrist gauntlet, and then the left-handed wrist gauntlet, looking quite a bit different than that extra one that we mentioned just a moment ago. And he also comes with this necklace, really cool looking necklace. It's removable, and this helmet with the dual wings on it with a lot of detail. Man, there's so much detail in this character. He just looks so epic. Just look at that face sculpt. The beard looks like his mouth should be able to open up. Matter of fact, I would have loved it if they had figured out a way to have articulated that mouth just slightly so he could have opened it just a little bit. Maybe to give us just a little bit of a grin or a smirk would have been awesome, because I think it could have been done. And I'd love to start seeing that. We saw it in one of the action figures I reviewed not too long ago from Metal Slug, and that opening mouth. But anyway, that's just an idea. It would be cool to see more of that kind of thing. But again, just look at these eyes, just how realistic they are, and this face sculpt. And we'll take a look at that a little bit closer in just a few moments. And just check out the veins, the vascularity, his muscle tone, the vascularity in his shoulders, his chest, his arms, his bicep, all the way down into his midsection, his lower abdominals. You see, when you have a real chiseled looking body and very low percentage of body fat, you'll start seeing veins like that in the lower abdominals, and he is definitely ripped. Even in his legs there. Just take a look at the vascularity, and even the skin tone, the texturing to the skin is just quite amazing. Looks like he just left the gym and has an excellent pump in his shoulders and chest and legs. That's what he looks like there, and that's cool. Then he comes with a second head sculpt, and he has the yelling head looking really cool. As you can see here, it just looks so awesome. Again, those detailed eyes and just the detailed wrinkles in his forehead, and just looking so cool. The teeth look good, the tongue up in there, the braided hair coming down off to the side, just looks really, really epic. And then he comes with a shield, and this is also a shield that I believe they said was seen at least twice in Frank Frazetta's paintings, so it's cool to get a shield. Then he comes with some sets of hair. He comes with this hair set with the kind of a looks like it's blown off to the right there, and even the braided hair parts in the front are kind of being blown around, and so you can switch out the hair from this head sculpt or this head sculpt. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and show you very quickly while we're talking about that when you remove the helmet, he's bald. So you could put this set of hair up there on this one, and he would not be bald anymore. But this is so that he can wear the helmet without any restriction. So that's why they have that feature. And then there's another one, which is, again, just goes around the edges of his head so that he can have the windblown look on either head with the helmet. So that's what that's for. So you see it's missing the top part of the hair, just has it on the side, and the windblown look on the to the right, and has the braids blowing around as well. And then I mentioned earlier that he comes with a second crotch piece or midsection covering, and this matches that second gauntlet. It also seems to match the shield a little bit better, but this is a little shorter, whereas the one that he comes with, it has some length to it, almost looks like a leather covering. This one looks a little bit more detailed and has the design on the front with the rivets and the leather. You can see the leather even right there in the crotch area, and some vines that kind of go around following to the rear. You see that the butt impressions are there, and you can also tell that there is a design right there against the back, which is just amazing. You can even see, if you notice, like the weavings of the leather where it's seamed. It's really detailed. Just look at the detail here. And so you're going to be able to pop that on him as well. And then he also comes with this awesome soft goods brown cape with like a furry side or furry collar around the sides of the head that we'll look at when we get to that. And then he comes with this staff. You can see like the part there at the top of the staff, a long wooden staff that goes all the way down. And then you can see it comes with a belt that looks like a sheath area or a little holster type cut out there in the belt where a sheath could be made, or I should say a sword could be sheathed or hang down the side. And speaking of swords, he comes with two really neat looking swords, more of a short sword with a broader blade, a gold handle with a design, and then more of a long sword that comes down to a narrow blade with a brown leather hilt, a little bit of gold at the butt there, and then the cross bars there are gold as well, kind of a bronzish gold. And so that rounds out all of his accessories. So this guy's loaded with a lot of accessories. Just look at all of them. It's just amazing. So you definitely get your money's worth with this guy. He is really neat. And I just like To be honest, I just like the total look of this Norseman. He is just so neat, all the way down to the boots. And they say that all of his clothing is removable. So we will see and check him out. Let's go ahead and now look at some of his accessories. Let's equip some of his accessories and take a closer look at the Norseman. Taking a look at this second head sculpt, I want us to go ahead and show you how you can remove this hair. You just kind of bend it downwards so that this track right here is what the hair kind of pops in, as you can see that cutout in the back. So if you want to use the windblown hair look, then you can just kind of line that back up and then rock it back into place, and it just slides right in there. Now you've got your Norseman with the hair blown look, like he's yelling, he's ready to go into action. Maybe he's riding the horse like we've got back there, or he's sword fighting and his hair's blowing all into the wind, and it looks a little different coloring back there because of the sun hitting it different as it shines in the sun as he's charging into battle. But if you want the windblown look and the helmet, then they've got you covered. Just go ahead and pop on the one that kind of gives him the bald look there, and then you can rob that helmet from him back there, and you can set that right on there, and he can go into battle fighting with his helmet and the windblown hair look. Isn't that awesome? Cool. That looks epic. Nice. But first of all, since we've got that one on there, I'm going to go ahead and take our Norseman here and remove this hair right there and go ahead and put on the windblown hair look for him here, because I suspect that he may get a little bit better articulation with that on. As you can see there, that's looking cool. His hair is blowing around. I guess you can bend these pieces wherever you want to, because it kind of looks wild that way. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of bend those, probably heat them up and bend them a little better, but that's cool. All right, while we're here at accessories though, I want to go ahead and show you a few things to change his clothes. Looking at his second loincloth type device, is you're going to pop off this diaphragm joint. This is a real strong, nice dumbbell type joint. Goes up in there and right here to pop down in there. So you just lay that to the side. You grab your second one here. This one will just slide right off. As you can see, now he is completely naked. And then you can go ahead and slide this one in place just like so, as you can see. And let's go ahead and put the belt on while we're at it. So we can go ahead and get this belt and put it right over there, as you can see. And we're going to pop his upper torso part right back on place there. We're going to go ahead and take the long sword and put it right there. And there you have it. He's got his sword equipped. He's got his second loincloth looking area equipped there. And of course you can also pop off this hand, and it just fell off his other gauntlet. So we're going to go ahead and equip the second gauntlet on there. See what that looks like. We'll go ahead and put this fist on him here. And I want to go ahead and equip a weapon holding hand on this side. They are vertically hinged. And both gauntlets are removable, so if you wanted to take it off, you could. So So you're going to be able to put that sword. You might have to heat that up a little bit. Let me heat that hand up. I heated up that hand so you can open it fairly easy now. Makes the plastic a little bit more gummy. So we can just put that sword right in his hand there. His necklace has spun around. Let me get that. Come back around here. And let's go ahead and put on his cape, as I mentioned. Just pop his head off. Grab his cape. And you can just put that right around there like so. Look, it's even got like a chain and some little attachments. They're plastic, but that looks cool. Let's go ahead and put that on there like that. Get his diaphragm straight here. And voila, he's looking cool like that. Just check that out. Looking awesome. Looking awesome. And if you would like, if you want that helmet on because he's going into battle, let's go ahead and switch it back to the yelling head with the helmet on, as we had already switched out that hair piece. Matter of fact, I am going to remove this necklace just so that it's a little easier to adjust. And there we go. After heating up that head, that works really nicely. So you can see he's got that second loincloth there. He's got that secondary gauntlet equipped there, and he's got his belt there. So you could technically even put his other sword down in there while he's holding the other one, and he's ready for battle. Looking awesome. Now let's check out his shield equipped. Since we've got this on here, I think we can slide it in. Let's check. And there he is with his sword, his shield, and his helmet, getting ready to charge in and do some damage to whomever he can find. And that is just so nice. Look at the nice texture on the back of that cape. Just really high quality. The fuzz, the fur back here just looks cool. And then his hair whooshing off to the side. Again, the detail on that helmet, the point at the top, the scarring, the texturing. It looks like real metal, even though it's plastic. Just the shading on those wings on that helmet. I mean, it's just, this guy, I think I have a new favorite action figure right now, especially among my barbarians. This guy, yeah, even over He-Man. I mean, I love this guy. He is so cool looking. All right, now to look at this fabulous action figure's articulation. Let's move our Norseman on in here. Oh man, just so nice. And I went ahead and kept this hair on. And I wanted to mention something too. If you look right here, there are earrings, like large earrings on the ears when you look at this particular head sculpt with this hair on it. I think it may be the hair. But yeah, I think it may be the hair piece that's showing that. But yeah, you can see his little lobe right through there slightly. And there's like earrings hanging out. I didn't notice that before, so I was just going to bring that out. But I'm letting him keep this particular hair piece here because I believe it's going to allow for better articulation than the one that's flush against his back for obvious reasons. So let's go ahead and check that out. So he's going to be able to look up. Yeah, pretty decent mount there like that. See, he's going to be able to look up good. He's going to be able to look down all the way. You can see that's going to look kind of weird there, but that's all right. He's going to get excellent pivot for that head. So he's going to get a good range of motion with this head on, with this hairpiece on. So you got so many options. Pretty much is going to be the same with the yelling head. It'll all depend on which hair piece he's wearing, so to speak. But yeah, it'll turn to the left, turn to the right, stage right anyway. So you can see there, and just look at the realism of the skin texture, even in the neck area. You can see that. I'm just noticing that as well. It's just like, it don't necessarily feel real, but it looks real, if that makes any sense. All right, moving on to the arms. You're going to be able to get full T-pose, 90 degrees there. He's going to be able to get full 360. Now, this is where we're going to come in to some differences for this particular line, and I like it. Usually I like having bicep swivel, but instead of bicep swivel, they have this joint socket type function on the inside that allows it to twist back and forward. See how much, I mean, that's basically bicep swivel. Look at how much it does. All the way out almost, all the way to the point that you can almost see the inner bicep, and then all the way in. So they have a hidden bicep swivel without it swiveling from the shoulder to the bicep. It's accomplished on the inside of that shoulder, which I think is genius. Also kind of allows for a little bit of a butterfly effect too, going forward and going back. So it kind of accomplishes both. I think this is a genius design, and I really like it. You see the detail and the shading, the tricep. Just look at that. He is just tight. Haven't really shown his back very much. Just look at there. Just so excellently done. So going on to his elbow joint, he has a single jointed elbow, but he gets really good range. It looks like it may be 90 degrees, but it's still decent. And then of course, like we normally see with a single jointed elbow in this day and time with this technology, you have a nice swivel at the elbow. So even though it is, as you see here, single jointed, you get a good range. Now, this hand is one of the weapon holding hands, so you get a vertical hinge, which is nice for the swords or any other kind of weapon you may have, even in trying to use that spear, which we'll look at that here in just a few moments. And then you can see over here, same exact articulation on this arm. And again, these gauntlets do swivel as well. You're going to have the swivel, but here you're going to have a horizontal hinge with this more like open palm grappling type hand here. So swivel and hinge, of course. And these hands just look super realistic to me. They just look really, really well done, even on a small level as this guy is. So I love that. I'm going to go ahead and take this sword off because it seems to hinder a little bit as I'm trying to show you his diaphragm. So let's go ahead and look at his diaphragm. He's going to be able to crunch forward a really good amount there. It's going to show a little bit of gappage in the back, but not too bad. You can adjust that. And then he's going to be able to bend back an excellent amount. I mean, that's excellent range there. It's going to show a little bit of gappage, but you can close that in. It still looks decent, still has a good bending back effect. And then he's going to be able to go side to the side, to the side. So you get the full hula hoop, and man, it feels fluid. It feels really good, which I already showed you that joint popping loose. So I don't want to do that too much as far as popping it in and out, but that is just so epic. And then of course, he's also going to be able to turn side to side at the diaphragm because you don't have that joint here because of the fact that he has the nude body look down here. They didn't want to break up this right here, which is fine. It would have been nice to have had a little bit of a way of turning that, but I can see why they didn't, because it would have broken up the aesthetics even further. But if you want to turn to the side, you can use that way there. All right, moving on to the legs. He does get full splits, as you can see it in there. Excellent, almost the same type ball joint mechanism up inside of this as you see in the shoulder, which I think was just a genius design to help with aesthetics. And of course, you also get plenty, just look at that, plenty of rotation in that hip without it messing up the aesthetics very much. Still get that butt cheek design there in there, but at the same time, it really is fluid and aesthetically pleasing. He's going to be able to kick up about that much. He's going to be able not really go back any at all there. But let's go ahead and show you. He has a single jointed knee, which still looks nice. Of course, it don't go very far back, but you also get a swivel at the knee. Again, just like with the single jointed elbow, when you have these single joints nowadays, you usually get a swivel at the knee. Just look at how seamless though that knee looks when it's closed. It looks good, looks better than most, and even bending it doesn't affect it too bad. So it's just really nice how muscular and how nice this figure is. He does not have a boot cut per se, but we got the knee joint. All right, he's going to be able to go full tiptoe here with that foot. He's going to be able to go up a good amount, and as you see, this is removable. You just have to pop off this foot, which I'm not going to do that to mine, and you can slide off this boot part. But I mean, I certainly don't think that's necessary because he didn't come with bare feet, which, you know, if you really wanted to go with him full nude, they should have included a pair of bare feet. Otherwise, I don't see any reason to take off the upper boot part, unless there had been bare feet to pop on there. But anyway, I did forget to mention that there is actual foot pivot, and it's excellent foot pivot as well. And there's a peg hole in the bottom. So what do you know about that? That's pretty cool. All right. I believe that is all the articulation. I don't think we missed anything, but that is excellent. Excellent articulation and an excellent looking figure. I do want to show you this figure though with the other hair sculpt on there, just to show you the difference. All right, just to take a look, whether you use the open mouth or closed mouth one, the whole key is going to be which hair piece. This hair piece is relaxed and goes down the back, nice and flowing. And I did use the straight hair, the non-action hair, so it does have the bald head. There's also a straight, and I'll go ahead and show it to you here. There's also, as I said earlier in the accessories, a straight haired version that does not have the bald head, that has like the receding hairline kind of thing. And you can see that, like I was saying, the earring, the looped earring is visible, and it's attached to the actual hair pieces, and you can see it again here as well. But I wanted to show you the articulation with the helmet on and with this hairpiece on. So you have basically 4 ways of displaying either one of these combinations, and 6 if you count the helmet, I guess, if you wanted a bald-headed version. But that's as far up as he's going to look with just the head. Now, of course, you can incorporate that, and he's going to be able to look up with the torso. But if you have the torso straight, because of the hair, he's not going to be able to look up. But of course, he'll be able to look down. Great. He'll be able to look down with no problems. Still going to get good pivot. Still going to be able to look side to side some. That hair is going to hit the shoulder, so he's still going to be able to look side to side, just not as much. Just not as much. But man, this guy looks so realistic. I just love this. I mean, it makes me wish that this company could use this kind of format of body and make us a He-Man figure. I really do wish that now. I used to say Storm Collectibles, but I have to be honest. Now, instead of Storm Collectibles, hear me out, Mattel and Iconic Collectibles, I would rather Iconic Collectibles, Frazetta's girls, make a He-Man. Now it would be my pick. I'm just saying, just putting it out there. And I'm sure people with good customizing skills could even make this a He-Man. We just don't have the furry loincloth here. But anyway, you see my point. That's cool. Now, it is time to do some comparisons. And here's all of our Frank Frazetta action figures so far. We have our Mezco 1/12 Conan that is inspired by Frank Frazetta's painting. And then we have our Fire and Ice inspired Dark Wolf that was also made by the same one as our Norseman. That is an Iconic Collectibles. The Frazetta girls created this. This was their first action figure, and this is actually the special edition that has the movie style gauntlets. because I missed out on the first one. But he looks pretty much the same, just has different gauntlets. But everything was the same for the most part. But that they just look excellent. Now the company says they share the same exact body, but man, does it look different here to me. I guess by the time you add the necklace on the dark wolf and the headdress and that huge loincloth belt combination thing, and then just the color of the skin, and he looks like he has a little bit more of a shine too. But overall, you know, even though he's muscular, you just don't see it. You don't see all of the veins and all of the texturing. This guy has the texturing and the veins and a little bit more of a matte finish. So even though it may be the same body, it does not look like the same body at all. Now, if we strip this guy down, maybe it would look more like it. But and from the back, it kind of does. But in the front, it does not look anything like the same figure to me. I mean, totally different looking in every way. Just shows you what a little touches here and there, the finish, the skin tone, even the shading and the texturing that they put into this Norseman. So you can see how they look together here, and they just look phenomenal. I just really think. And here's our Norseman next to Mattel's Masterverse Viking He-Man, complete with his helmet, and that's the Mattel head. And this is the Revelation Battle Armor He-Man with the Mattel head as well. And so you can see how they look next to him. And these are just two of my He-Mans. Let me show you some others that have customized heads. And here's another couple of He-Man comparisons. On our left here, you have Names Project from Instagram, names.project, I believe is kind of what it's called. And he does an excellent job. This one actually looks like the artwork that's on the Mattel Masterverse boxes, in my opinion. And that's the Masterverse Revolution body. And then we have the Flying Fist He-Man over here, but he has a Hordak MX head sculpt, which he does excellent Masterverse heads for many figures, including She-Ra, which I have back there. That's a Hordak MX She-Ra head sculpt. So you can see them and how they compare to Norseman. So yeah, Norseman's a little shorter than He-Man, but man, wouldn't it look cool to put a loincloth and a belt kind of like a He-Man on this dude, and then a head sculpt, maybe even this one if it was the right color tone, and then of course the magical chest armor. And I think he would look cool. I think his gauntlets would still work, actually. Just give him a power sword and he would be ready, man. May try that. I may do a special video of that soon. But there you go. And just to show you a couple of more barbarian style figures, here you have your Super 7 Ultimates Conan that's more inspired by the comics over here on your left. And then over here on the right, we have our Masters of the Universe Classics Savage He-Man, or Olar. And he's got his spear and he's looking epic. And I put the Norseman with his like magic staff in his hand there, wooden staff, just to show you the comparisons. But they're looking cool here. Definitely awesome looking. And what would a Frank Frazetta picture be without some females, right? So here is my custom. A lot of people call it a she He-Man, a female He-Man, which I call her Fimiere. Fimiere. She is a powerful Amazon warrior with the same powers as He-Man. Fimiere. And then, of course, we have Red Sonja. And then we have Storm Collectibles Tyrus from the Axe Battler. I believe it was Tyrus. But anyway, there we have them. Looking awesome. This is such a cool looking action figure. He is my favorite. I just think he is epic looking. And no matter how you pose this guy, you can't go wrong. So he is so neat. And speaking of poses, thank you so much for joining us for this Super Dave Review special. And we're going to go ahead and look at some awesome looking photos in the photo gallery. So come on and join us. Be blessed. Until next time. Cat's lair is on the horizon. Dun dun dun!